to this sad story, this time in Gauteng. The father of Bokgabo Poo has begged the man who's accused of raping, murdering and tampering with Bokgabo's corpse to reveal where the rest of her body parts are so that she can have a proper burial. The case has been postponed to the 14th of November. And to discuss this further, we're joined by Director at Sonke Gender Justice. He is Bafana Khumalo. Mr. Khumalo, thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. Just firstly, hearing a father pleading with the alleged killer of his 4-year-old daughter, asking him to please just let them know where he's got the rest of her remains. I mean, what is South Africa really going through at this point with us having to cover so many cases? Today alone, we have Nobesutu Hejana with Tesne van Beek. We have a 20-year-old student who apparently died because of a teacher, and now this particular case as well.
Good afternoon to you, Masako, and to your viewers. This is indeed a very terrible story, but not unusual in South Africa, sadly. Our condolences to the poor family. What is concerning to me as they are making this call is how our criminal justice system continues to fail women and children, particularly in this country. We seem to see a lot of victims that get accosted and even killed by people that have been through the system and have been let off, and then they continue to do their dastardly act. So there's a lot that I think we need to do in reviewing to what extent as a country we are taking these kinds of matters very seriously so that we avoid Bokgabos of this land losing their lives needlessly at the hands of killers. Yeah.
But it's also a case of being let down by the justice system, the same justice system that was supposed to protect Bokgabo. And now today, according to my colleague Slindelo Masigane, who's covering this particular case, with this alleged killer having appeared today, suddenly the National Prosecuting Authority wants to jump onto the bandwagon of asking the courts to make sure that he stays in jail for the alleged rape of the 9-year-old. But this entire time, they were not able to prove to court that he should stay in jail for that particular case. And now a 4-year-old little girl was killed and dismembered.
That's the point I was making, indeed, that the criminal justice system must really take responsibility. Why was this man, after having committed such a heinous crime on another child, was he let loose? And these are the vexing questions because, as I say, this is not the first instance. I mean, we have many of such cases across the country. We need, I think, to get a serious response from the criminal justice system by showing the seriousness in ensuring that in instances like this, such people are not let off to get back to society until, they've been held accountable. Life of Bokgabo would have been saved if this man was kept in jail because he had committed already a heinous crime. So in a sense, the criminal justice itself should be sitting in the dock answering questions because they have exposed this young girl to this certain death by their recklessness in this regard.
But also, Mr. Khumalo, what do you make of organizations such as political parties, including the ANC, even the Action SA, as well as the EFF, going to court to sort of show support for these families? Some South Africans are saying it's an opportunity to campaign, and they're asking where were all these government officials when this man was tormenting children in the area of Benoni?
Indeed, I mean, I find it astounding that, our political leaders find it opportunistic to avail themselves at a time like this. As we all know, a week and two from now, they will be nowhere to be seen. What we need really is leaders that are going to be there, be counted on by the society on a day-to-day basis. Violence against women and children is a 365 engagement. I would love for them to even relook at the legislative processes because they sit in parliament. They've got this enormous power which we have given to them as society for them to create policies and laws that will ensure that we deal with these issues. But you find this actually when one of their own within the party is found wanting on these matters. They obfuscate and find ways to divert and not really hold them accountable, which clearly shows that they are not truly committed. They simply use these moments as an opportunity to campaign, for the next election, which is very sad, really.
And this is why you find vigilantism, isn't it, Mr. Khumalo? Because besides the fact that Ntokozo is obviously in court for allegedly committing this crime, nothing has been proven yet in terms of Bokgabo Poo and the 9-year-old girl that he allegedly raped before that. But also, how do you even bring closure to a family that is supposed to accept that their 4-year-old little girl was mutilated?
I can't even begin to imagine the pain that that family is going through. It's a pain that's cutting across the whole nation, as we were all shocked by what we saw. And I come from Wattville myself. My brother sent me pictures just a day after this girl went missing. And, we were all being mobilized to do whatever we can to see if we can locate her and find the perpetrator. And we all were shocked because we thought just a week before another child was found in the same area who was mutilated as well. In this instance, it was a boy. And this really is a bad reflection on us as society, but also on our criminal justice system. And I think there's much more that we need to do in ensuring that we deal with these matters comprehensively and holistically.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us about this particular case. I guess we have to wait and see how it unfolds until the day that it actually becomes a trial and justice is served. That was the director at Sonke Gender Justice, Bafana Khumalo, speaking to us there.